Hello, everyone. This demo is just going to remind you of how to repeat essentially an entire program block using a do-while loop. I know many of you have already been using that throughout the course, but this is just to remind you of the syntax of it and how to set it up. So first, let's take a look at the program that's in here already. It's simply just going to ask the user for a positive integer and then classify that integer as either even or odd. There's an input validation loop in here, and it's going to start to become an expectation now for most programs now that you know the official syntax of a while loop. So this is pretty user-proof in that regard. And let's run it once. So let's say I didn't follow directions of entering a positive integer. I entered -10. That should cause that input validation loop to go, which it did. So you must enter a positive integer. Let's enter 10. Let's say that was what I wanted. And the program should say that 10 is even. So again, that even odd is just this little if-else pair here. If num mod 2 is 0, that means the number is evenly divisible by 2. It's even. Otherwise, the option is num mod 2 is 1. That'd be your odd case. So let's suppose you just wanted to repeat this entire program again for the user, give them the option of going again with a question at the end. What we'll do is introduce another variable, char ans, for the answer to a question at the end, and then essentially put all of this code here from the beginning of the prompt line down to this else pair in a do-while loop. So what I'm going to do is bring in the do statement, an open brace and a closing brace, and then move everything but the return 0 into that code block. So basically just copy and paste that. Nice, the indentation went there. So this do statement basically tells the code to run at least once. This code block will always go at least once. And then we'll put a condition at the end under which we want to repeat. So what we'll need to do is ask the user a question. Do you want to go again? Type in either the letter Y in uppercase or lowercase, and then those will be the two conditions under which we repeat. So let's code that down here now. Well, ans is equal to the letter Y with single quotes around it, or ans is equal to uppercase Y with single quotes around it. Again, ans is a variable of type char, so you want to make sure you're using char syntax around the Y here. Otherwise, it's going to think you're bringing in essentially a whole new variable called Y. And then we also got to give the user a question down here too, because ans has been declared up here, and we're controlling this loop based on the value of ans. The assumption is we're going to ask the user a question and get a value for that ans variable. So cout, would you like to repeat? And we'll give them a little indication of what we want, yes, no, and then cin the value of ans, and then put an endl there just for good measure. And we'll put an endl down here too, just to end the program. Okay, so let's build and run this now. So what should happen is I should still see the program pop up, but then I should see a question at the end, would you like to repeat? Then if I type in a yes, it should go. And again, forgiving uppercase or lowercase with that or operator. And let's run this. Okay, so enter a positive integer. I'm going to follow directions this time and say 10. 10 is even. Would you like to repeat? Yes, I would like to repeat. Enter a positive integer. So let's say 25. 25 is odd. Would I like to repeat? Sure. You lowercase y. Enter another one. So we'll say 42 and to be even. Would you like to repeat? No, I want to add this. No. And the program ends. Again, pretty simple to bring this into a program. Just, say you're in a case like I was where I already had the program kind of built, bring in the do block and then do the copy paste of what you want to put in there. Just make sure you add the question at the end, and then you have this little or condition down here to be forgiving to the user. So again, a lot of programs now we might ask you to repeat them, but definitely feel free to start doing that, even the ones we don't ask you to.